Does anybody want to go next year?
I'll entertain a motion over the meeting. So second. Here we go. So we'll now begin the Senate meeting. We'll begin with public forum. If there are any members of the student body here to address the Senate about any issues that might be on the agenda or later on, you have some time to speak now. Otherwise, we'll just move forward with the agenda, and we'll only be addressing senators unless questions need to be redirected to members of other organizations who are here. So is anybody here to speak during public forum? Abel, are you here?
I'm just here to try to increase the bowling out of pizza budget.
Okay, so is there anything you'd like to say, or would you rather just be here in case there are questions? Okay. So now we'll move to reports. Speaker, I do not have a report today. No report. We'll move to cabinet reports. Begin with President.
Hi everyone, happy Sunday. Budget meeting, put it on your calendar, is November 24th. Looking at a start time at 1 o'clock. So BC 122. I'll also be sending out a survey about food for that. And shirts should be coming in this week too.
I'll go. Whose report is it now? You don't have a report now? Skip Vice President?
No, I have a report.
Oh, you still have
That
one?
was Owen's. I always thought a report.
You still got one?
Alright, so
we'll move the Vice President report.
so in terms of budgets, sorry I never sent a email to freshmen about how to sign up exactly for committees. Budgets. But basically just join in on org sync. So just join the committee, the 4 standing committees, academic affairs, public relations, constitution and bylaws, or campus life committee. Out of those 4, join one of those. Then accountability, speaker committee, and tailgate committee. Those are ad hoc, so you can join them if you like. Kind of help out if they don't fulfill your committee requirement unless you're the head of them. And then also if you were a subcommittee head, that also fulfills your committee requirement. Those are all the things that Cal is in charge of. And then committee heads, be on the lookout for a doodle. I'm going to do the end of semester meetings since our cabinet term is almost up. So please look out for a doodle for availability on that. And the last thing, in terms of the Hayden lot that was raised last week, we will discuss that during discussion. So we'll talk about it then. We'll try to bring it up beforehand, please.
So now we'll move to, is there a report for the chairman of the Committee on Student Interest?
I'm going to give a joint report.
Joint report?
An FC report.
It's financial board.
I'll allow it.
I'm sorry.
Thanks. So budgets are coming up, as Ashley mentioned. They are due November 10th, so subcommittee heads, let your respective organizations know that they should get them in as soon as possible. The budgeting period is now defaulted in OrgSync to spring 2014, so they should be good to go to that. If there's any questions that you guys don't know how to answer, feel free to direct them to myself or Cal. And then, let's see, November 11th to the 18th will be the FC dispute period. So that's when we're going to go through, oh wait, no, it's actually the week after that. That's when we go through and meet with all your organizations and basically give them back money or explain any issues or answer any questions. So subcommittee heads, you need to make sure you're on top of your game for when that comes. Yeah, that's it.
So are both your reports now completed?
Sure.
Okay. We'll move to secretary report.
No report.
All right. Now we'll move to committee reports, academic affairs. We meet Thursdays, 5 p.m. Fabio, Center 120, 220. 220. That's it. That's all, 220. Read the minutes, we sent them out. You got them, right? Cool. All right, accountability.
I had a meeting last Thursday. Only Devin reached out to me, and Felix showed up. We talked about getting the RSOs to encourage people to fill the forms out. Since I don't know why, but the people took on my flyers, even though I got them from Student Life. That's okay. And yeah, it's not really working for the student body. So I think we're gonna try to reach the RSOs and then explain what they are to the RSOs and have the RSOs try to use them. That's it.
Campus life.
We're gonna have a meeting this week, probably the same time, Wednesday at 7 in Mexico.
Constitution and bylaws.
We just had a meeting before this meeting, and we're working on 2 constitutions for new clubs, and hopefully they'll be done by the next, I guess, like, constitution meeting, so in 2 weeks. And we're still working with EC, to work on their bylaws with them, and we're just looking into discrepancies between the constitution and the bylaws and correcting those. So that's pretty much it. We'll have another meeting next week, at 6:30 out there. So if you'd like to join.
What clubs are there?
Armenian Club and the Investment Club.
Cool. We'll now move to public relations.
No report.
Speaker committee, any report in your absence? No report. Tailgate committee.
There's a tailgate happening on Saturday at 1:30 p.m. for the women's soccer game.
Who's running that?
I have no idea.
Good update. Alright.
I'm not Emily, I'm doing my best.
Committee on Student Interest Subcommittee Reports, Ethnic Student Council.
Fright Night happened on Friday. It was a good turnout. A lot of people came. It was really cool. Tent, scary things, maze. Yeah. That's about it.
Professional Societies Council. No report in their absence. Okay. Media Board. No report. Special Interest Council.
We're gonna meet Thursday night to elect a new subcommittee head.
Sounds good. Club Sports.
No report.
Arts and Music.
Had a meeting Wednesday, and everybody showed up, so, yeah.
And Recreation.
No report.
No report. We'll now move to Old Business.
Wait, just.
Did I skip you?
No, just to fill in, it's LAA on Saturday, so everyone knows the tailgate.
Alright, there we go. Nice.
Alright.
Thank you.
Good stuff. We'll move to Old Business. To approve the minutes. So I'll entertain a motion.
So,
Okay. Here they are. Look at them. There it is. Here are the minutes from last week. We'll scroll through pretty slowly, casually. What do you guys think? Anything? You should have read that beforehand, preferably. Matt?
Second.
All those in favor of moving the previous question, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
Motion passes. You can bring it up in discussion. We'll talk about whatever you saw, I guess. All right, we'll now move to new business. There's nothing on the agenda for new business, but we're provided with 2 budgets. So it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. You guys want to bring them up? 2/3 vote required. I'll give it to Tyler first. What's up?
Move to approve the bowling alley budget for pizza night.
All right, so as Mark stated in his email, sent out only 10 minutes ago, we need 2/3 vote, as always, to talk about this stuff. Both budgets.
Oh, yes, so you're voting to approve it.
Oh, to vote to approve it?
Yeah, you don't have to vote to open it.
All right, I'll open it up then. Pizza night, right? That's what we're talking about? Pizza bowling alley. Here we go. There it is. So one line item, $2,800, $400 a week due to increased student attendance. We're in discussion. Sean?
I moved to cut line item 1 in half. I spoke with the representative who's here, and it's a typo. It should be 200 per week.
An increase of 200 to make it 400, because we already have half of it for the rest of this semester.
Second.
So discussion on that motion.
Second.
All in favor of moving the previous question? Please say say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All those opposed, could you just repeat them, because it just went a little faster.
To cut line item 1 in half.
In half. So all those in favor of striking line item 1 in half to $1,400, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. So now we'll continue on discussion on the budget as it stands. One line item at $1,400. Devon.
So it says due to increased student attendance, what was the attendance before and now?
Before, it started out with 10 to 15 people, and with that budget, 10 pies of the $200 budget sufficed for the entire group. Now we're moving up, we're around 55 to 60 people per week.
Wait, how many people is there attending now?
55 to 60.
Continued discussion on the budget as it stands. Danielle.
Move to previous question.
Second.
All those in favor of moving the previous question, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, so because we need 2/3, we're going to vote by hands on this motion. All those in favor of approving the budget as it stands at $1,400, please raise their hand. All those opposed, please raise their hand. So motion passes. Good stuff. All right, so we can now entertain any other motions of things that are or are not on the agenda. Sean?
I move to entertain the replacement items from stolen Xbox 360 budget.
Do we have a second? There it is. Look at all those line items. So, we'll continue with discussion on this budget. Sarah?
Someone from the club here
Yeah.
knows about it?
Who's here from the club? Who said yes?
No, I had the same question. I said yeah. You said.
So,
Okay, I don't
Continue
think we should
discussion
approve this
then.
because, yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Because, first of all, we're really keeping this that it got stolen. Who stole it? Do they know who stole it? This is silly for now, until we find our answers. So, I move to get rid of everything on this budget.
Someone,
We're tabling it.
is anybody gonna second that?
Second.
No, don't second.
Don't.
You can rescind your motion. Can I
Hold back.
rescind my motion?
All right, I'm not entertaining the motion. She rescinded it. We're good. Continued discussion on the budget. Tara, do you have anything? Your hand was up
Oh,
first.
no, I was just gonna ask whether, like, is there any, like, police report or, like, official thing in that, maybe?
Clarification from
maybe
Captain.
one goes-
What I think you guys should do is table this. I'm gonna follow up with them, see if they reported it to the police, and also, I think Sarah has a concern that someone in the club might have just taken it, and we obviously don't want stuff like that to happen. Which is why when Mark gets this new barcode system in place, we won't have issues like this. But I would say just table this, so don't deny it, but don't.
Continued discussion. See what Sean first.
Table. Until we get more information about the
Well,
happening.
table it, it could be on, you don't have to say when. If you put it on the table, it'll just always be on the, it should, Chucky, always be on the items on the table, on the agenda, from now on.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's good. Do we need to vote for tabling?
Majority.
So, all those in favor of tabling this budget, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? So it's tabled. Continued, new business. Anything else? Stuff you guys wanna bring up? If not, we'll move to discussion. Does that sound good? Discussion. Who would like to begin discussion? Discussion points. Mark, would you like to start?
Yeah, I'll start it off here.
All
So,
right.
Hagen Lot. I'm sure many of you have seen, there are many a vehicle in Hagen Lot. They're going to be using it, the school's going to be using it to store physical plant vehicles as well as some of the cleaning crews, mostly during the daytime. The way we had it explained to us is that it will not affect if anyone wants to have an event there. So if you want to have something on Wednesday afternoon or especially at nighttime, we'll have questions at the end. You're going to still, I think it's going to actually be a form. But you just, when you say like, okay, we're putting on the community calendar, something like that, there's going to be an Hagen Lot, it has to get cleared out. And the school will do that. It's been explained to physical plants that will need to happen. The other thing, Dean Nielsen stressed to us is that it is currently just a pilot program. So school's actually just trying this out and seeing how it will work in terms of like storing the physical plant vehicles there, how much it helps, if it's actually helping them or not. And personally, he doesn't think it is going to last. He said they're going to kind of realize that it's just driving the cars there and back way too much, instead of just leaving them down there in physical plant. But the advantages of moving them from physical plant up there is to give more room in the river lot. So parking, you know, when you guys can get overnight passes, or as well as just others like school parking, they're trying to get more parking for the students, and that is actually going to be accomplished because there are more spaces available in river lot for students. The other thing he did stress is that, so Friday night is an example of like an event that got canceled from there, and it got moved. But that was because of noise, and that is actually something that going forward we'll be taking into consideration with Haven Lot, is that like DJing events, even stuff like that, is probably going to get rejected from student life on the basis of like it's going to cause too much noise. You keep getting complaints from neighbors down the street, specifically like right where Kings is, because like the noise just travels right to that apartment complex way too much. But River Lot is an option for that. Like the Office of Student Life would like to see more events at River Lot. That is doable. We can clear it out, smaller section even or a larger section, like with Tech Fest, because that's a venue where we can just point it at the city and we don't really get any complaints from Hoboken.
So continued discussion. If anybody would like to speak on that, move to a different topic. Any questions?
Something we
about
would like
this?
to ask of all of you is to be vigilant. If you do hear from any of the clubs that you're in, friends that you know, someone applying for an event there that is something like, yes, I shouldn't say this, but like some event that's just food or not loud, like not even DJing, God bless you, and it does get shot down, please do let us know that. You know, we did have a conversation like, well, we do feel like we should be able to get reimbursed if like, there's ever a time when the posters, we can't use the lot. So if we do hear anything like that, please let us know, we'll bring that to the office. And again, the decision was not made at the level of Dean Nielsen, above that. So he was kind of like, he already expressed his concerns to the people that made the decision that you can't just do this, you should at least talk to somebody about it first, let the students know it's going to be happening, like, you can't just do things like that.
Continued discussion. Any other items? Matt?
Any updates on that thing we've been discussing with
We're, I can answer.
Yeah.
No, no one's been charged, so
We're still
it's just, yeah. Just, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, so, I mean, unless we see an account charge sometime soon, I think this is, yeah.
So continued discussion. Any other items? Tyler?
I first have a parliamentary inquiry. Are we allowed to make motions during the discussion items point, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess the discussion item is, I noticed on the minutes before that there was a motion to approve the freshman senators, and that motion is unconstitutional. So I guess I would move to amend the minutes from October 20th to strike that motion.
Second.
Could we change the wording to approve the election results?
Because the Senate, it's not in the procedure for the Senate to approve the election results.
It should have said approve the election result. That's usually what happens.
But like, it's not in that, it doesn't say anything about that at all.
We're gonna look it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Carrick, anything to add on this?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
John? This has been coming up a decent amount where one person has been confused about it, like one person has something that needs to be said, but someone moves to close discussion, everyone votes, that one person has a valid point. This is one of a few times in the past few meetings, this semester and last. In Robert's rules, this was something that hasn't been adhered to since I've been a senator. But according to Robert's rules, if there's not a unanimous, if it's a non-unanimous vote to close discussion, it's late. Discussion has to continue for at least 5 minutes unless unanimously voted.
Is that universal? I thought it was.
This is in the SGA bylaws. It's
I
under.
thought it was 2/3.
No, it's
I
unanimous.
mean, I have no issues with doing it that way for now on, if you guys would want. We don't have to vote or anything like that, I could just start doing that all the time with that. I mean, I'm not gonna stop watch 5 minutes, but we'll continue discussion. So is that cool? We can do that. But that doesn't answer his original question. Do we have any clarification from Constitution, bylaws, or the parliamentarian?
If you go to bylaws, Article 2, section 2.02D. It says in lines 45 46, the election shall remain open for 1 weekend. Or actually, if you read the whole section, so it's lines 44 through 46. The appropriate administrators shall be directed to enable the voting system immediately after the completion of the certification period. The election shall remain open for 1 week. The elected senators shall assume office at the beginning of the next meeting of the Senate. So that's where Tyler is saying that there's nothing about approval. However, a question I have for Tyler and the Senate is, if a motion was made and it was approved, why would we remove that from the minutes when that's just a recording of what happened, regardless of the constitutionality of it?
Or even so, do we have to remove it? Because what you're saying is technically that didn't do anything. They were already approved, so it was just us.
According to Robert's rules, the motion is considered null and void because it's in conflict with the Constitution.
So if we have a null and void motion that has already happened, isn't the point of minutes to record everything that's already happened? So I think that what we should do here is make note of this in our minutes for this week and just say, moving forward, this is not what we can do in the future.
I'm fine with that.
So yeah, so Tyler is right
So
here.
we're good? We're fine with this?
The confusion, it was good what Michael read, but the confusion why we were doing it is the results of the bylaws, talk about result certifications, line 788. Says the committee must verify, and this is the election committee, must verify the results of every election of the Senate or cabinet. Should the committee refuse to certify the results, 2/3 of the Senate shall have an opportunity to certify the results by resolution. Should the committee of the Senate refuse to certify the results, a new election will be held within one academic week. That's where we got tripped up. So yeah, we would be fine just doing the way we normally do with one person from each class. Under the secretaries, the election committee, and they certify the results. I don't think we actually did it for the presidential, but when we do the cabinet appointments, that gets voted on by the Senate. So I think that's another reason that we got tripped up. But thank you for
We have to
clarifying.
approve those appointments.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it just got a little tripped up because there were some things we approved, some things we don't. So.
Fine.
So going back in time, this is a question for clarification. Now, when we were voting on the open seats for the senior and junior Senate class, that was also a thing that.
Different.
No, that's different, because that's appointing a vacant seat.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's different. Yeah, no. That's good to go. That's ironclad.
And you would see that under Senate elections. Should be
There's paragraphs based on that, yeah. Not just that.
But another thing that confused us because, yeah, we think that's after an election, should we do it like with vacancies?
Continued discussion.
So from here on out, freshman senators will just be at the next meeting.
Which is, yeah.
They'll just be senators.
Yeah, they're just senators at the next meeting. So as soon as the election committee meets at midnight, it verifies that. The thing is, it also gets weird because we don't usually let them know right away because we wait till the
Student.
Paper.
or something right away.
But the student, it comes out before the meeting.
But that's like what we try to set up the docket.
So-
We'll take note and pass it along to the next thing.
Continued discussion. Anything else to add? Anything at all? Matt?
Second.
All those in favor, close the meeting?
Aye.
All those opposed?